Hey, hello there, YouTube. It's World.42 again. And I don't know, can you tell something different from the sound? Yeah, you probably guessed it right. I did change my exhaust slip-ons like I talked about in my last video. And yeah, so I went from the Vance & Hines twin slash 3-inch slip-ons with quiet baffles to the stock slip-ons, and so far I'm loving it. Yeah, another thing that's new, I'm not sure if you noticed it, something around here. Yeah, it's a new helmet. And boy, it's noisy compared to my old one. This is a Bell SRT, the non-modular one. And of course, I mean, if I compare it to a Shoei Neotech, it's a huge difference. I mean, people said this is like around average on the noise scale, but for me, this is quite noisy. I mean, the Shoei, I could not hear any wind noise at all. I mean, people talk about wind noise all the time while riding. I didn't know what that was with the Shoei. But this one, yeah, it's there. It's very much there. Not deafeningly loud, but I can definitely hear it. Okay, back to the slip-ons. I'm not going to talk about all the reasons that I did last time, because I pretty much covered all the reasons why I went back to the stock, and now I can actually feel the difference. The most important thing, what I like most about the stock is that I can really use the full rev range, of the bike, of the engine. The thing is, with the noisy Vance & Hines ones, I would be unwilling to go to the higher rev ranges, I mean, and higher RPMs, because you see that they have installed that, they have that board that show your speed. I don't think it works, but because of that, everybody's slowing down back there. That's dangerous. I mean, you should be doing a minimum of 100 kilometers per hour on this road, and there everybody's slowing down to some 50 or 60. Very dangerous. See, that's what I mean. It's at 61, 67, I'm doing 80. Doesn't work. People who make the road rules in India, they don't know anything about safety. I mean, it's not just India, it's pretty much anywhere in the world, right? Speed limits are crazy slow. 60 here. I'm doing 82 and I feel like I'm crawling. Alright, so back to the slip-ons. Yeah, I can really enjoy really utilize the full rev range. With the Vance & Hines, it would get so noisy in the upper range, of the rev range. I would be unwilling to use it because it would create such a racket. So I would tend to upshift early, and as a result, possibly suffer some, not be able to utilize the higher performance and the higher RPMs. So, but now I can really use the full RPM range, depending on the conditions. I can also utilize engine braking much better. And it's quieter. The bike feels a lot smoother. I'm not sure. The overall vibrations and all it's much less. I'm not sure if the vibrations, the noise of the slip-ons, the Vance & Hines, that actually contributed to the the vibrations. But a negative thing I noticed, I mean, I knew this, but I've actually seen it happening. The engine overheats much faster. I mean, I really shouldn't be keeping the engine running when I'm stopped like this. But at least here I have the option of turning off the engine. When I go through like really slow crawling traffic, you know, like first gear, riding the clutch kind of traffic, and I don't have the option of turning off the engine there. And there it really overheats. And once it overheats, it's gonna stay hot for the rest of the journey, no matter how fast you go. That's what I've noticed. So you really gotta stop and let it cool. That's the only way to cool it down. Otherwise it's gonna run hot. And the main symptom that I've noticed of overheating is it starts knocking or pinging whenever I try to accelerate. That's obviously not good. And the other thing I noticed, that was a while ago, before changing the slip-ons, I was stuck in really bad traffic, and as you know, I have a oil leak issue from my rocker box. Normally I just see some oil around the seams of the rocker box. It's not that bad. But that day, when I reached my destination, I saw there was like a spray of oil on my left leg, you know, on my jeans. So that's never happened before, and that's never happened since then. That was the only time I noticed that. And that day I knew I was like overheating like crazy. I mean, I was overheating and then I was stuck in traffic, and it was like bad. I was really feeling sorry for my bike. So yeah, so that probably means that the oil leak is much worse when it's overheated, and I'm pretty sure it is the repeated overheating that's caused my gaskets to fail in the first place. So yeah, that's pretty much the only big disadvantage of going back to the stock slip-ons. The other, of course, yeah, you don't have that sound. You can do proper Harley rev bombs to scare people. Not that I like scaring people without reason, but sometimes, yeah, it works better than, I mean, just letting people know you're there when they're not paying attention. There, yeah, the exhausts worked much better than a horn would. So, yeah, I'm missing that, but it's okay. And I'm not really like, yeah, I want to show the whole world I ride a Harley. And I'm not really that type. Occasionally that feels good, yeah, but nah, don't want to have it all the time. Alright then, I talked about most of the advantages and disadvantages in my previous video, so I'm gonna keep this one short. Alright, yeah, as you can, I don't know if you can see this, but I did clean my bike, which means I'll try to do a bike tour, bike walk around soon. I'm not sure when that'll be, but hopefully soon, before the bike gets dirty again. So yeah, that's all for now. See you on the next one. Bye. One observation on this Bell helmet, the SRT, they say this viewport or face shield is supposed to be extra wide, so you have unrestricted peripheral vision, view to the sides for the shoulder checks and so on. They say it's much better than their other helmets or their competitors, but for me, I don't find it so unrestrictive. I mean, if I compare it to my Shoei, I can see some of the edges, when I do shoulder checks. I mean, the show did not have that. So yeah, that's an observation. So just when I clean my bike and I have some ride plans for the upcoming weekends, the rains are coming. Nice, isn't it? Hasn't rained for months. Everybody was complaining it's so hot, no rains. And just when you make some plans, unbelievable.